Thank you. Welcome to Optimizing Product Discovery. As mentioned, my name is Dave Hubartt. I'm the Global Solutions Lead for Clevu. We are an AI-powered search and discovery platform. We power the on-site search of your product and catalog, as well as offer advanced merchandising and recommendation tools. We cover the whole gamut of retailers. We don't have a specific niche market or anything per se. As long as you can have something that customers need to discover, we can work with you to help them discover that. So let's get started. So today we're going to have a look at what is product discovery and some of the challenges that come in surfacing items in search and other avenues. What are some of the best practices to combat those challenges? And then we'll have a look at the future of product discovery, what we kind of see on the horizon. Some of the points I covered today may not be earth-shattering for you. If you've talked to me in the last 24 hours, I already knew that. But I feel like you should leave this talk today with some takeaways. Being able to look at product discovery differently, have a different perspective on site search in general, not only from a merchant and what can we do as merchants to better that process, but also as you shop on your own. We're all customers of online websites, but I want you to kind of have a different perspective of it coming out of this talk today. So what is product discovery? In short, it's the process by which your customers explore and find products on the website. Again, probably not news, very, very succinct, but to merchants it has a slightly different meaning and concept because there's an art or a science to making that shopper's journey very seamless, right? Analogy I like to use, if you can think about your favorite song, and you're likely concentrated on the lyrics or the melody that goes in that song. But the driving force behind the song is the bass line. The bass line is what allows the customer to groove and to move, and so we as merchants, we're the bass players. So customer journeys can be very complicated. I don't know if you read some of the talks earlier. This has been covered. Heather did a great job in her last talk about the real complexity of customer journey. This really simplifies it, but really, the customers are doing different things. They're exploring. They're hitting the back button. They're reading reviews. They're going to competitor websites. They're going offline to brick and mortar stores. They have external triggers. There's not, one thing or one science on what could trigger someone to want to jump online and start looking for products, right? So there's an opportunity there as a merchant to profit from that by making it very easy for a customer to find what they're looking for. So there are two types of customers when they come into your site. There are your focused searchers that have they know what they want, they have a very focused intent. Then you have browsers that are a little bit more casual in their approach. So an example here would be you needed brake pads for your car. You likely know what brand of brake pads you need. You might have a part number, fitment for your vehicle, etc. You're focused, that's what you're looking for, brake pads. But if you're looking for something like a refrigerator or a sofa, that requires a lot more exploratory action, right? You may have an idea what you need. You may see something that sparks another, oh, that looks good. Let's try this. I hadn't thought about a sectional. Like those sorts of things come into play. So there's definitely needing to kind of understand the difference in shoppers and how they will use your site to find the products. So I'm going to read this one directly from the slide, and that's the search box is the website's most effective means to establish dialogue with the customer. To establish that dialogue. It's the only place on your website where you have an open area and you are asking your customers to enter text into it. And they will tell you exactly what they want in that box. And what we found in doing studies is that the search conversion will peak at 5 words. A 5-word search will convert more than any other search number. Men's running shoes, size 10. Right? I've told you exactly what I'm looking for, and I've given you the the type of shoe I want, the category, size, etc. It should be able to take me right there. So if you take a look at these searches up here, these aren't 5 words, obviously, but you can see that they all have a different context, right? So as humans, we can look at these and we can determine, okay, these all really mean different things, right? But you pull out those stop words, and to a machine doing keyword matching, you're going to bring back likely the same results, even though the intents are vastly different. And again, with studying this, we were able to determine that a vast majority of websites out there still can't pull this off. I think this study here was done with about 80 different retailers, and there's a whole study, come find me, I can give you the link, it's on our website. But the ability to ascertain those attributes from a search query that has been entered as you would express it verbally is very important. It's becoming increasingly more important, right? Small brown dining room chair under $200. Again, I've told you color, I've given you purpose, I've given you a price constraint. So it's really important to be able to understand and dissect those terms, or that natural language semantic. Mobile has its own challenges in addition to the ones I previously mentioned. The screen is smaller. You got all thumbs typing, there's typos, there's potential user interruptions, push notifications are coming in, you have external noise, I could be shopping on a bus, right? So the ability to understand and guide the shopper with one little click or two by a thumb is a pretty important strategy to have on your site. Excuse me. So, that'd be a disaster. Okay, so some of the best practices for these techniques is step 1, identify that you have a problem, right? Are customers struggling to find things on your site? Right? Are your merchandising team, are they overwhelmed? Are they constantly having to enter new synonyms into their back end? Are they having to manually place items in different aspects of the website based on a promotion or a sale or something like this? Are you neglecting to optimize the traffic that you already have? This is kind of a big one. A lot of people will throw more resources and finances at SEO to channel more traffic into the site to play the numbers game. The more people we have to the site, the greater chance that somebody will buy something, etc. But if you focus on optimizing the traffic you already have, then when you open those floodgates, you can exponentially then convert that traffic. So I think it's just something to keep in mind. Analyze the traffic you have and see if you can convert it. So this engagement begins at that search bar, right? Shoppers more and more increasingly go direct to the search bar. They're high intent buyers. And so it's important to have it exposed and welcome them in. What can we help you find today? Maybe even give them some understanding of what they can search for on your site. Right? You can search for couches here, or part numbers, or red wine under $100. Ask them to be engaged. Make sure typos still work. Right? I'm a notoriously bad speller, and even if even if it's not an accidental typo, if I just don't know how to spell the word and nothing surfaces, I'm bouncing and I could go to a different website based on a simple typo. Make sure that we can accommodate for that. Excuse me. Also, that leads to the natural language processing part of this. As I mentioned before, these longer queries that we're seeing more and more of are just increasingly more important. Being able to decipher aspects of the search query itself, extract those attributes and utilize them to define the relevant items is increasingly becoming more and more important. Let's increase the search usefulness. It doesn't have to be just enter the search, go to the search result page. You can surface other elements, blog content, CMS content, recipes, helpful links. You can recommend products. These are all just ways to make the search and discovery more useful, more sticky, and give the customer confidence in your brand. You can automate banners and merchandising. You can put a banner on for, say, Black Friday. No one wants to see a Black Friday ad on the Tuesday after the weekend, so make sure this is time-bound and being able to come out easily, as well as as easy as it was put in. And make sure you can promote items based on other conditions automatically, whether it be a season. Winter season, boost items differently than you would in the summer, and you can automate that and make sure that's time-bound. Or better yet, excuse me, I'm sorry, I've been talking all day. Just make sure that if the promotions were tied to the search word itself, that makes it even more relevant, right? Product recommendations. This can't be stressed enough, the importance of being able to surface and recommend products across the website. We've all seen similar products. They also bought, customers also viewed, etc. Recommend on the product detail page. You can suggest on the cart checkout. You can promote on blog pages or a recipe page. So you get a post about a recipe. You can promote if you sold the ingredients to the recipe or maybe the equipment of which you cook or assemble the recipe. Surface those. Blog article about bicycling, and because you're a cycling retailer, make sure your products are listed there as well, the relevant ones. Now, relevance and refinement, of course, is an important aspect of this whole thing, because that's what really surfaces the products to the top. Monrovia does something really cool here, where they geolocate the customer based on a sunlight zone that's been assigned to that customer. And then they can bring back plants, foliage, flowers, etc., excuse me, that correlate to that zone. This makes it increasingly more and more relevant for that customer that's searching. You can also do things I mentioned before. If it's hot season, cold season, if maybe someone searches from Northern California, you can show them different shoes than you would, say, flip-flops in South Florida, or raincoats in Northern California, and ski coats, or water ski coats, probably, Florida. Take a holistic approach to product discovery. So it's not just, again, about the search. I enter the search, I find results. You have opportunity on the home page, PLP pages. You have emails and other connections in which to surface and add recommendation products and promote items that customers may or may not know that you sell or didn't even know that they really need. That's part of the discovery process. That's the art and science behind it. So the future of product discovery. Personalized search is huge. Can't stress enough the importance of making it personalized, making it relevant. In this example here, you have two different customers, each hypothetically searching for the word tape. The electrician is going to have a different or expect a different outcome than the plumber is going to want to have a different outcome for tape. How do you get there? You can track their clickstream behavior, identify what they're looking at, and kind of make that happen in real time. You can tap into attributes maybe you've collected about them. If they've logged in, you can collect what industry they're in, their demographics, look at their purchase history, and use all of that to help boost and promote items or even filter items away. And again, that that personal experience, it gives the customer confidence. Confidence can lead to customer loyalty and customer satisfaction, which can lead to revenue growth. Conversational search is a buzzword you're going to hear a lot about. It is, with the increase of people that are dictating into the phone, and your ChatGPT things that are out there, people are expecting a more natural dialogue back and forth. Much like a brick and mortar assistant. You could walk into a store and you want to have that interaction with the clerk or the assistant, they can lead you right to where you want to be in the store. Concept search, another big buzzword we're going to hear a lot about. This is not only identifying keywords, it goes well beyond that, about identifying and matching concepts. Excuse me. Comfortable seating for my living room. That's a concept. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to move faster. I'm also running out of water. But we want to put AI behind these concepts to create a really interactive and unique experience. It's embarrassing. Sorry. This can lead to an enhanced customer engagement. There's a natural dialogue there, and it becomes more and more personalized. Checkout becomes more likely. Thank you. Checkout becomes more likely in these scenarios, as well as customer satisfaction with the checkout because of the interactive diligence they've been doing. And this all can provide also valuable feedback for the merchant. So what does this look like? Immediately you think chatbot. This goes beyond chatbot. Chatbots are for resetting your password, give me a customer service number. This is about exploring the content of the website, surfacing items within the catalog itself. You can build upon the existing conversation and use those elements as context as you whittle down with the interaction with the chat. Again, it provides a lot of good feedback for the customer, not only keywords, but real questions. What are people really looking for? What are they really concerned about? Conn's Home Goods does a real good job with this. They actually put this on their product detail page, and they can ask some really interesting questions because of the AI knows the context of where they are on the site. How big is this? Well, what is this? This is a refrigerator. How big is it? That's a very ambiguous term as well. So what the response here is not only capacity, but dimensions, height, width, etc. And then using proper model training, it can even we can tap into something like OpenAI to embellish and kind of make it a little more flavor, give it some tone. And this question here is, can my kids hang on the door? We don't recommend hanging on the door, but it knew the question, knew the concept. That's real life stuff. You can go out there and do that right now on cons.com. And again, that provides a lot of valuable feedback. I'm moving through it. Okay, so we're going to close this up. Essentially, when you take concept search, you mix it with conversational search, it provides a very powerful e-commerce experience. The hybrid system, blending of the concepts, the semantics, personalization, merchandising rules put in by the merchant themselves, as well as machine learning and self-learning to kind of keep that action moving, and it learns overall. This is all in a conversational model. So if you can imagine a seamless experience where you could have a real conversation with the catalog through an AI chatbot. It's not a chatbot, but everyone knows what I mean when I say that. So I'm going to sew it up here. And if I talk too fast, I know I was had a struggling with my voice. This is an offer for a free website audit. I can prepare this presentation for you, tailored to your website. We can look over what you're doing well, where areas where you need improvement, and we can go from there. So with that, I thank you. I thank you for your patience with me, and I'm happy to be here.
Much, Dave. If you give me a minute, I will get, I forgot I was mic'd up for a minute. Sorry about that. I'll get a microphone. If anyone has any questions, please wait for me to get to you so your questions are in our recording. Thank you. A show of hands on any questions, please.
It's on the clevu.com website itself, but if you scan this, it'll take you right to a form. Tell us your URL, name, a little bit about the site, and we'll prepare it, and we'll take a look at the site. We'll go through and look for items that need improvement. Work in the customer product discovery journey be better done, including mobile challenges, things like that. It goes beyond just search.
A minute to get over to you. Should have worn my running shoes.
Hi. I had a quick question about when you were showing the con website,
yes.
Right? And then right before that, people could actually engage, and then you had recommendation of product and all that. What about community in ecom, where it's not, because this is it's a one-to-one conversation, right?
Yes.
But what about a one-to-many conversation where people will interact and then the bot will interact just on certain comment? Is that something that has been thought about, and is there some work around that space? Because that's, I think, is quite an interesting use case personally. But
it definitely sounds interesting. It definitely is not the personalized aspect. Is what we're kind of shooting for here, is to make that one-on-one dialogue personalized. So as we talk, the context of the last thing I said. I know the context of the last thing you said, and therefore we can build on that. We don't have to keep repeating ourselves every time. So one-to-one just makes sense in that regard.
There's still an element of personalization, right? Because let's say you are talking about a specific product in the context of a group, and then you have someone say, "Oh, and did you see that they just launched this product?" What I think was really interesting is if the bot can actually bring that product back and recognize that on the conversation and say, "Oh yeah, actually we have this new product here," and then show the product there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
Injecting based on the context product. I don't know if someone is working on that use case, but I think it's
right. Almost like how you would read through a customer reviews, but have it be more the group interaction of the thing. No, it's interesting. No, we don't have anything like that on the roadmap right now, but that's feedback I can take with me. Thank you.
We have another question on the other side. Hi, Patty.
Hi.
Hi.
You didn't speak on this, but there was just a little quick line on one of the slides where it was something about compare products. Can you tell us a little bit about that, what that looks like?
I didn't have a compare in here. That I believe that is a conversation that we had earlier. I didn't mention it on this. This was about the product discovery and things like that. But product compare wasn't mentioned as this. That would be a feature of my favorite tool, Clevu, to be able to kind of help with that. We didn't cover that in this slide. No, it's totally fine. It's great. Yeah, having the ability to then not only surface the relevant results, but then run a comparison about that, and even ask the AI chat, how do these things compare? That's all coming. That's the future of the product discovery, is to really kind of take advantage of the expectation people have after using ChatGPT for so long, or so long now, right? But the expectation of, if I ask a question, don't just give me a pictures back. Maybe ask me something else. I'm looking for shoes. What kind of shoes? Running shoes. What size? That's a natural dialogue that we intend to create and foster with the product discovery.
Any other questions? Thank you all for that engagement. Thank you so much, Dave. We appreciate
You
your
all.
time.
Yeah.